Ohio Republican candidate for Attorney General, Mike Price.
Thank you all very much for being here this afternoon, and certainly Rachel and Sheriff, thank you very much for your endorsements. I very much appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here today to announce my candidacy as Ohio Attorney General. Regrettably, troubling circumstances have led us all to this special midterm election. Now, while I'm proud to run for the post of Attorney General, I want you to know that I'm not very proud of Ohio's recent political history. Thanks to an episode of Democrats gone wild in the Attorney General's office, Ohioans have had to endure an unfortunate parade of incompetence and corruption. People in this state are ready for new leadership and a new perspective, and that's exactly what I will offer. Ordinary Ohioans who have more important worries than the latest silliness in Columbus know one thing: neither political party has a monopoly on incompetence or on corruption. Like the rest of Ohio, I've been embarrassed by the misdeeds of Republicans and Democrats alike, most notably disgraced former Attorney General Mark Dan. Ohioans have the right to be angry about what has happened. They have the right to expect that action will be taken. And while it was too little too late, I will give a certain amount of credit to Mark Dan for one thing. He publicly acknowledged that he was not qualified for the office of Attorney General. His biggest deficiencies were that he was never a prosecutor, and that he never managed a staff the size of the Attorney General's office. Sadly, my opponent, Mr. Cordray, has the same deficiencies. In this election, Ohioans need to pay attention to ensure that they do not elect another politician who is unprepared for the difficult and challenging task of being Attorney General. The taxpayers will end up paying millions of dollars to undo the damage that Mark Dan and his enablers caused. We can't afford that again. And restoring trust in that essential office must be paramount in our priorities so it can perform vital legal service for all Ohioans. I've known Attorney General Nancy Rogers both professionally and personally for a number of years. She's a smart person with an impeccable record of integrity who deserves praise for her work thus far. But despite the best efforts of General Rogers, the damages caused by Mark Dan and his enablers won't be repaired in just 6 months. And the investigations that will ultimately unravel the potential crimes and legal and ethical violations that took place are months and maybe years away from reaching their final resolution. Indeed, it will take every bit of the next 2 years and some very tough decisions to fully restore the Attorney General's office to the national model it once was. Those tough decisions will require experience, the kind of experience that can only be gained through a lifetime of law enforcement and government management experience. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a professional politician. I'm not a career politician. The only time I run for office was when I ran successfully for the position of Olentangy Local School District Board of Education. Professional politicians are always looking for another political opportunity to run for another office. I offer a different background. I've spent my life serving my country as a naval officer and serving my state as a career prosecutor. In the Navy, I rose to the rank of captain. I had the privilege of commanding a number of units of the Naval Reserve, and at one point helped as the primary deputy to Commander, Naval Reserve Force Readiness Region 8 in Jacksonville, Florida, approximately 7,300 people. That's leadership and government management at its most challenging. For 21 years,